Resolution number 49024, resolution authorizing a grant award agreement with Levels Unlocked Enterprises, Ohio for program services that promote and enhance social and intergenerational connectedness in the amount of $643,442.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Chanda Wingo, Director for the Franklin County Office on Aging. Joining me today, I have Dr. Melita Moore from Levels Unlocked Enterprises. After I read the summary, I'll give her an opportunity to speak a little more about Levels Unlocked and the impact that it has on seniors. The resolution authorizing a grant agreement with Levels Unlocked Enterprises for the program services that will promote and enhance social and intergenerational connectedness in the amount of $643,442. In Franklin County, the Office on Aging desires to provide senior service levy funds to Levels Unlocked Enterprises for the purpose of providing program services that will promote and enhance the social and intergenerational connectedness among seniors. Seniors within Franklin County face a multitude of challenges when it comes to accessing the essential services and opportunities needed to support their well-being and independent living. These difficulties are often rooted in social disparities, a lack of access to quality senior care resources, and a general absence of awareness regarding the various ways in which senior population can thrive and remain self-sufficient. Many older adults and their families come from underserved communities where the journey towards a fulfilling and independent life often laden with obstacles. Levels Unlocked is dedicated to offering a wide range of invaluable programs and unwavering support to combat loneliness, promote independence, and empower aging and their families the aging's families. Services and experiences provided within Levels Unlocked are not limited to educational workshops, seminars, senior esports competitions, personal development, digital literacy, social connectedness, cybersecurity, and internet safety training, digital skills and development, and more. The Franklin County Office on Aging wishes the authorization of providing a grant award agreement with Levels Unlocked for a period of June 4th through December 31st of 2024. This resolution supports goal number 9 of the Franklin County Rise Together Blueprint. After Dr. Melita Moore is done, pending any questions, we respectfully seek approval of this resolution.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Dr. Wingo, Ms. Cohen's Office on Aging staff, and we are very grateful to be here. I am Dr. Melita Moore, a very proud product of Columbus City Schools, Stewart Elementary, Monroe Middle, Northland High School. I always like to shout out my schools. I'm here today with our partners, Justin Kogi, who is the CEO and founder of Game Arena, a preeminent game arena in the country, as well as Jawanda Moore, CEO of McElephant Tech and Energy. We are very grateful to have the opportunity to be here to talk about esports and gaming in Levels Unlocked Enterprises, Ohio. A little background just on me on why we're here talking about gaming. I am a quadruple board certified physician, physical medicine and rehabilitation, sports medicine, brain injury medicine, and lifestyle medicine. So sports medicine and concussion are really my main areas of expertise. I've been a team physician in the NBA, the WNBA, I consult for the NFL, and then in 2019, a team doctor for the NBA 2K, a professional video gaming team, a professional esports team. So that's how I got into esports in 2019. Since then, I have been able to become the vice president of the Global Esports Federation, where we have 170 countries and their esports federations under us. I am also leading and help to advise the World Health Organization, the International Olympic Committee, UNESCO, International Telecommunications Union, all around health and wellness for esports and gaming. That's kind of how we got here and got to this conversation about what we can do for our seniors. I see this around the world. Why are we not doing this here in Franklin County in my own backyard? We're talking about Mission Possible and this epidemic of loneliness and isolation. This is exactly what we are hoping to combat with our Levels Unlocked program. Commissioner O'Grady, I know you were talking about the Army-Navy game. You know, Justin will have the college football tournament with 25, which is the largest esports game. Title is coming back out in July 20th. But we also would like to have an Army-Navy esports tournament game through college football 25 at Game Arena. So when we're talking about esports and gaming, it encompasses everything But I think from this epidemic of loneliness, this social connectedness, we know that the U.S. Surgeon General, around this time last year, May of 23, put forth a national framework and strategy to help combat the epidemic of loneliness and isolation in this country. From a healthcare perspective, epidemic of loneliness and isolation, it increases your risk for heart disease, for stroke, for cardiovascular disease, depression, anxiety, and dementia. Johns Hopkins did a study, a 9-year study, with 5,000 seniors over the age of 65. Those who felt that they were socially isolated had 50% increase of a dementia risk. When you also have isolation and social loneliness, you are also at increased risk, the same mortality rate as if you smoke 15 cigarettes a day. It increases your mortality rate when you are lonely. And you could be around a lot of people. That doesn't mean loneliness. It is the quality of your connection that identifies if you are lonely or not. And so you can be around tons and tons of people, but you are not making those social connections, then you are lonely. So these healthcare risks. So in comes gaming. Gaming is all about community. Gaming is all about social connection. It is being built online and in person. Some of the things that we are doing with gaming, it increases your critical thinking, your social-emotional learning, your hand-eye coordination. Certainly there's something called active esports, where we use the VR headset or the Nintendo Wii to maybe play bowling or tennis. That's physical activity, increasing mobility, coordination, which then ultimately decreases your fall risk. So when we're talking about our senior community that we know are living a lot in isolation, 1 in 3 seniors identify as being in isolation. During the pandemic, gaming increased for seniors. Right now, 42% of baby boomers identify as gamers. And so although gaming can seem fun, which it is, it's recreational, but it also has all these other health components, social, emotional, mental, physical, stress management. These are all the things that we are hoping to do and to combat with our Levels Unlocked Ohio program. So it's not just about the gaming piece. That is the carrot that brings us in, to then talk about even workforce development, content creating. All of these things, our seniors should not have a barrier to this virtual world. So I think we also have an opportunity, but an obligation, that we are accepting our seniors, meeting them where they are, and giving them permission to enter this virtual world. So we are very grateful to work with Office on Aging, Franklin County, to be able to do our Levels Unlocked Level Up Land program. Thank you.
Thank you. So you mean to tell me all this time my son has been telling me that these video games are, he was telling the truth?
He's telling the truth.
You know.
So many other benefits for the youth. But yes, he's
all
telling the
those
truth.
years I limited his time, his access to video games, and I might have stunted his growth somehow.
It's not too late.
No, in all seriousness, I'm really grateful that you're here.
Thank you.
Because I think this is one of those subject matter areas that we need to talk more about and engage a little more in. We live in a era of technology. When I was a kid, when John and I were kids, and video games sort of first came out, on Atari and some of these other early versions of games, who knew that it would evolve into the technology that it is today? It's amazing, and to think of a more serious implication on the cognitive capacity of humans, particularly our seniors, is something that we ought to talk a little more about, and maybe as a county dig a little more into. And my mom, she plays like card games on TV. On a computer, and she does other little games, and I always enjoy seeing her. She gets so excited about it. I always enjoy seeing her play the game. But to think about that it could be enhancing her life in a way that is positive and strengthening her memory muscles or her brain function and muscles, I just never processed it that way. And so I'm grateful for your comments and grateful for your for this relationship. And Director, this is something I'd like to see us dig more into, but more importantly, share the research with the public, because in today's world, it's easy to access games and different things like that. So it's not something that we have to provide as a county, but I think sharing the research and the information and the partners that we have I think it could be something that's very valuable, and I want to dig into. We've got the Senior Day coming up at
June 27th.
the Clipper Stadium, and I'm taking a whole busload of my relatives and my mom's neighbors and all that. They're going with me. It's going to be fun.
I told him to make sure you practice throwing the first pitch.
I
Don't
did.
worry,
I
my
practiced
daughter won't be there
You
this
know what?
time.
I ought to get Aaron to come in and give me a couple lessons. But this time, or this time, we'll make it to the. You didn't see my video I posted where I actually made it to the. So anyway, yeah, she was there. So you underestimate that mound and how far that is. You know, let me just say that. But and then, quite frankly, I'm aging myself and not the athlete I used to be. But anyway, we're having a Senior Day, and we should really maximize information. It's a day outing. My mom's really excited. She calls me probably every day about this date that is 3 weeks away or whatever. Are we still going? Are you coming? What time are you gonna be there? What I gotta wear? And I love that. And the point I'm making is that we should really take that down. I know you do. I know you have resources and things there. But maybe I think we're using the suite today. Maybe we'll have some games set up that we can let them kind of mess around with and kind of encourage them. Or if you want to join us, I want to encourage you to come out and join us. And maybe
Our team
there's some
will certainly
interaction.
be there.
Yeah, and we can maybe set up some things to kind of just really start to dig into it a little bit and see the reaction and get them and maybe help them understand. Because I'm going to share this with my mom. I'm going to have her watch today and be like, "Did you know?"
If she's in the Office on Aging, we'll be
Yeah.
happy to take care of our 80,000 clients that we have in the county.
Yeah, I don't. She probably signed up somewhere in there, but
We'll get her signed up.
So I'm really excited about this, and very seriously, this is different. We fund a lot of everyday kind of things that this is different. This is new, and we should think NACO on this, and we should okay, yeah, you're always on that kind of stuff, but and so this is different. This is I want to put an asterisk by this, and so anyways, Commissioner O'Grady, and I know you want to make some comments, but let me turn.
Well,
to
I just
O'Grady.
want, as the soon-to-be senior, or I just turned 60, so.
Soon to be. You're already there, sir.
Commissioner Boyce asked if I played video games, and I told him I didn't. My kids decided early on that they didn't want to play video games with Dad because the games that we played together when they were younger, that I could beat them at, they immediately eliminated. They said, "Oh, we're not playing those games anymore because Dad could beat us," and so. So I, it was immediately was like
They're not playing video checkers.
they don't want to play. They don't want to play video golf. They don't want to play video bowling. They don't want to play any of those type of games because I could beat them at all those games. And we played Mario Karts, and so I could beat them at Mario Karts. And then eventually they started beating me at Mario Karts, or at least it got competitive. And so they said, "Well, we don't want to play this anymore." We advanced on to other things, and so they started playing all these other games that I couldn't beat them at. And then they moved on.
You gotta
you got to
put some
they
work
play.
in.
And I didn't have time to play all those
Yeah,
games, and
yeah.
so anyway. But my daughter is now looking at school. She's my youngest is now looking at colleges, and we're noticing that when she wants to play ball in school, so we go to after we go and do a campus tour, we go see the athletics facilities. Well, along with the athletic facilities, all these schools now have an esports complex. And it's not just, a little room off in the corner they have an esports complex with like a building, an entire, facility for esports and at all these schools. And it's a whole new world these days. And so it only makes sense that our seniors would be benefiting from this as well. And so, the extent of my, e-gaming is, I play a little, euchre on the plane when I'm done reading everything, and I still have, half an hour left on a flight or something like that. I just don't, I don't.
But it's good though.
I understand, so I guess I'm gonna have to step up my gaming now. But I can't. My kids play. My son puts the whole headset on, and he's got a he's got, it looks like the Matrix in my basement, because he's built his own computers, and he's done and it was all based on, we've funded it all, but it's all based on, he's like, oh, Dad, I'm a mechanical engineering student, so I need the $2,300 laptop, and I need all these pieces. I mean, so he's literally built his own PCs, and a couple of times. A couple of weeks ago, he came upstairs and he said, he brought his own entire PC upstairs, and he set it all up on the kitchen table. I'm like, what are you doing? And he went to, was it Microsoft or Micro Center, and bought all the parts, and took the thing apart on the kitchen table and rebuilt it and took it back downstairs, and he did it all in like an hour and a half. I was like, so anyway, the point being, it just goes to the point of, it's today's world, and whatever it takes to, to continue to challenge our seniors and to have our seniors be active, and I'm just gonna have to get into this world myself, I guess.
Well, we welcome you to our Level Up Land program. Probably most of those esports complexes that you saw on those college campuses were built by Justin and his team. They build around the country, most of the collegiate esports arenas. And your son building his gaming PC, that is one of the programs that we offer for some of the other county and state agencies that we're working with here in Ohio, is building a gaming PC.
And finally, Dr. Moore, my wife, some people think she looks like my daughter. My wife is also a Northland Viking,
Go Vikings.
Valkyrie Knight in Northland Viking,
Vikings.
also a Valkyrie. So, go Vikings.
Go Vikings, thank you.
I think your wife's a Northern Vikings, is she? Yeah, I thought she was Northern Vikings. So yeah, right. But your wife is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Commissioners, if I could just really quick, Joy Bibbins, Deputy County Administrator for Health and Human Services. I want to make mention for those who are watching online. Why are we talking about this? You need to put yourself in a position of being homebound. You can, when you're gaming, you can communicate with someone in the same city, another state, in a whole nother country. So that provides the social connectedness, which is really what we're really, really excited about. Before I talk about Dr. Moore really quick, I see Jawanza Moore here. Jawanza is one of our community gyms, has always been. He takes care of all the kids in the community, from the kids who need gym shoes to the kids he sees kind of slipping. He steps in, and he feels like every community's kid is his kid. So thank you, Jawanza, for the work that you're doing in our community. I will tell you about Dr. Moore. When we first talked about this, I think she was in Japan or somewhere. Not only does she have all those accolades, but she is the first African-American female physician for the NBA.
Yes.
For the NBA. And most importantly, right,
Thank you.
she humbly plays that down. But most importantly, she just happens to be a Delta.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So,
Laura.
but I will say this, every time we've called Dr. Moore, and we started talking about this, I think a year or so ago, she flew here so she can meet with us and our team. And we were like, we want to do this, and we want to do this, and we want to do this. And what I said to Dr. Moore then, and I will continue to say now, I said, I just don't want to do it, but I want to lead. And I want Franklin County to be a model with aging, with our DODD folks, in our juvenile detention center. There's an opportunity that I think that we have that is cutting edge, to Commissioner Boyce's point. But I want to thank you so much, because you're always accessible. If I call and ask a question, it could be 2 o'clock in the morning, you're in a whole nother country. You will take the time to answer the question so that our residents can get what they need.
That's right.
So thank you so much for all that you do, and I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. This is my home. It's our priority. So if I'm not here, someone from our team is always here. But it's Franklin County. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much, and thanks for your work, and look forward to working with you. Hopefully, we'll see you at the game in a couple weeks. All right, thanks,
All right.
Director.
If there are no further comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 49024.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 49024 has been adopted.